What up YouTube, it's Missouri's Company. In today's video, I'm giving you an all movement speed focused build for the Crusader that really min-maxes your ability to farm as fast as possible in Diablo Immortal. Now, this build is one that it took me a little bit of time to actually get all the essences, which is why it took me so long to make this video. But ultimately, guys, this is why you see so many people on Crusader farming a lot, because it's actually a lot of fun and really easy to do. I will give you the caveat, it's not incredibly smooth on PC just due to how draw and quarter works, i.e. your horse, but you can obviously change your button layout to make that a little smoother. But ultimately, guys, this is a very, very, very efficient farming build, probably one of my top 3, which is saying a lot because I have some really awesome farming builds on my channel. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight to the video. All right, so we're gonna walk by these first 2 mobs because I don't want to waste any of my abilities. In fact, we can just throw our explosive little hint here. Actually, I want these rares. Hold on, stand by. Actually, we'll go and use our abilities. So, yeah, use your holy banner, and some of the abilities we're using are actually gonna make it even better to use when you're with a group. But ultimately, and like I said, this is a lot easier and more fluent when you're on the your mobile device or using a controller. It's just how it works on PC is very clunky when it comes to your draw and quarter. But basically, you're going to use that on cooldown, and we're buffing how long that we have that accessible to us. Wow, the clunkiness of the PC. But yeah, ultimately, this build is super fun. You do get your draw and quarter back very, very quickly, and then I was just dumb there and let my kill streak fall off. But it's actually incredibly easy to keep it up and running, especially when you tag it with Holy Banner and keep running around. Because you can basically auto attack a few times, run through them, and then they're just going to burn and die. And then as you introduce yourself to the next mobs, you'll have more abilities available to you, such as this one and some explosive shields like that, and then burn them all. And then keep it going, guys. That's literally it. That's the whole build. I'm going to finish this little route that I'm on now with this. Some smack. Boom, boom, boom. This build is just cake. Super, super easy, guys. I very much enjoy farming with it. Like I said, more so on the phone because of the clunkiness of draw and quarter. Sorry to all my Crusaders out there. I don't know how you guys deal with this. I've definitely got it down to basically a science, I feel like, but still pretty obnoxious. I'm not going to lie that you even have to adjust the button layouts in order to make the draw and quarter work the way it should. That might change at a later date, but like I said, even now, look, I said I was going to finish the route and then be done, but I just enjoy using this farm, so I just can keep going. It's just a habit. Gonna go and blow this mob up, then I'll teleport out and show you guys the actual build. So let's go ahead and teleport to West March so I can show you the build. Like I said, this one is super easy, very fluent when you can use it either with a different device or with adjusted key bindings to the PC port. So let's go and go to West March and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So for the skills that we're using for this, I am using Sacred Fire. That is going to be the main tool that we're using. We're actually buffing it 2 times. Then we're using the draw and quarter, which like I said, is a little clunky unless you change your button layout for the PC. Spinning Shield, which was those exploding shields that we use whenever we're not on a horse, and then the Conjuration of Light, which gives us an additional AoE damage, including whenever we are farming with friends, which you should probably be doing in most cases, but even if you're not, you still get the value from this. And then obviously Holy Banner is just, it's just awesome. It's just the best. Now, for the actual essences themselves, we're using the obvious headpiece that the inspiration from Holy Banner now moves with you. Holy Banner reduced by 2.4%. I do have my Mastery Essence at level 2, which is why it looks the way it does. For the shoulders, we're using draw and quarter duration increased. In this case, they're by 33%. The main hands are ones that I don't change for any of my builds for the Crusader. You'll notice that. So Sacred Fire now ignites enemies, burning them for 9,940 damage. Over 2 seconds, damage increased by 30%. And then Sacred Fire now also hurls waves of flames, dealing 669 damage to all enemies in their path. Damage increased by 30%. So that's additional, what, 60% damage there for that one skill. Really, really good. Now for the chest piece, there's a few different options you could do, but I personally like this one the most because I do farm with a group in most cases, obviously not in the video. But in most cases when I'm overworld farming, it is with a full party. So Conjuration of Light surrounds you and your allies with holy fire that continually damages all nearby enemies, but no longer prevents damage. Conjuration of Light duration, Conjuration of Light damage increased by 6%. Now for the pants, we're obviously using drawn quarter, but this one, I've seen other people that do the electric one. I just disagree. I don't want to stun them. I want to burn them, and then that way they die a lot quicker. So this one is the one that burns the ground, which enemies then step on and then gives them additional damage. For your offhand, I'm using enemies defeated within Holy Banner extends the remaining duration by 0.3 seconds, up to a maximum of 4.2 seconds. Obviously, the longer you have Holy Banner going, the better. And then that also helps with the duration of drawn quarter, which means as you are killing people with your drawn quarter with the Holy Banner, the longer that both of which stay up and running, which is really good. Now for the offhand, this is personal preference. I just like it when I'm not my horse. It's really quick and it does a ton of damage when you're close to them. But Spinning Shield now explodes when it strikes an enemy instead of returning. Damage all nearby enemies and knocking them away. Spinning Shield damage increased by 6%. There's also an essence that I don't have that is it bounces between enemies. You could use that one if you want, but personally at my current resonance level of 3,200 and my current combat rating of 21,000, I'm basically exploding an entire pack with one shield, which is why that I prefer this one. But again, that totally could be your personal preference. That's just what I like to rock in its current state. Now for the set pieces, pretty straightforward. 2-piece Vithus, 4-piece Vithus, 2-piece Banquet of Eyes. The 2-piece Banquet of Eyes is going to maintain uptime at all times because of this Sacred Fire now igniting enemies and burning them. Every time you auto attack, you make people burn for 2 seconds, which is going to make sure that you do 15% increased damage at all times with the 2-piece Banquet of Eyes, which is why that is a must go to. And then with your Vithus, every time you get a duration beneficial effect, you will increase your auto attack, which is what you're using on your drawn quarter, but then it also increases your effect duration, which will also help your drawn quarter. So that is the two beneficial, two sets of gear that I would recommend, which again is 4-piece Vithus, 2-piece Banquet of Eyes. Ultimately, that's going to be what I use for both my farm build as well as my nuke build, which I did make a video on previously. And that's going to do it for the Crusader, guys. By the time you see this video, I will be basically making my way to the Blood Knight and be working on builds for that one. Let me know what you guys think of this build in the comments below. Again, personal preference on the Spinning Shield. You can either do the bouncing one or the explosion one. Personal preference. This is just my personal preference. Let me know if you have an alteration of this build and let me know in the comments below what it is. Until next time, guys, lock it in.